Hello, my name is Buffy Greenwood, and I am doing my undercover boss project under the Foreman Mills clothing warehouse. I'm going to give you just a brief description about him and his company, and then I'm going to give you some figures and numbers. He's actually quite a jerk. The way that he started his business was off a premise of entrepreneurship, the American dream, the way that every company should be based off of, or, most companies that you start out with. Also, I apologize for the pink hair. It's COVID and I haven't put on mascara in a while, nor have I ever dyed my hair. But anyways, moving past that. Foreman Mills Discount Warehouse opened in 1991 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It started his business the American Dream way. He built a business from a booth at a local flea market. That's quite impressive. I mean, the man is impressive on how he has built his business. But that's what he's done. He's built a business, which is now gone into 35 stores in 10 states with over 2,500 to 2,900 employees. Foreman Mills is a flea market style discount clothing store based in lower income communities to give them clothing at discount prices. When he opens a store in a neighborhood, he also offers 120 new jobs from that community. New hires, not just existing employees that are from other stores to get they don't have mentorship or they don't have a on the job training program, or at least it's not documented, not that I can find. Here's a quote from Foreman Mills. Training is based on the school of hard knocks. They bring them in and throw them into the fire, and if they're not good, throw them out. Given my intimidation and no filter personality, make money is the company's main value. Foreman Mills Discount Fashion Warehouse, highest value is money from the consumer, not the value of the worker. Foreman Mills went on Undercover Boss to prepare for the launch of his expansion and to double his revenue in the Mid-Atlantic region. He thinks the biggest weakness of his company is execution and getting the merchandise to the consumers. Well, my opinion, his biggest weakness into his company is the undervalued employees, which is really, it comes from upper management and it's trickle down economics, and it's true. But what they've done is not shown mentorship. They've not had any great leadership. The HR problem has a complete dysfunction as far as I'm concerned. I would love to audit their company. I absolutely would. I would tear them apart. One of my biggest things was policies and procedures are not implemented that were or are implemented are not efficient, and employees are made to feel like it's their fault. So because their policies, their training procedures, and whatever it is that they're doing, if it's done wrong, it's their fault. But that's how they've been trained. Here you go, throw them to the wolves, right? Or throw them into the fire, as he would say. Here's a couple things I'd like to point out. Well, he after the show or after the unveiling that he was Foreman Mills and went undercover, he gave a total prize of $600,000 to 4 lucky employees. Just 4, right? Just 4. However, if he hit all of his employees clear across the board $1, it would be $7.2 million a year. All right, hold on. That's not also what I'm trying to say. At the same time, if he allowed and gave his employees health benefits, it'd be $600,000 a month, roughly $25 million altogether per year. But if you're making and your profit is $275 million, I'm pretty sure that if what you're going to gross after that is $250 million, it would be beneficial, because then the turnover rate, the retention rate, the possibilities of what you've done for your employees would be astronomical, especially considering if one of your main goals was to give the communities that you're going into help that they need to sustain. Wouldn't you want to continue to make that a better life cycle? I mean, you'll have more of a consumer base, and then not only that, your employees, you're putting them back in, they're feeling valued. Right now, they don't feel valued, and I wouldn't blame them. I wouldn't want to work for you unless I had to. It's like McDonald's has a better program, you know? So what I really want to do, Foreman Mills promised to you, one of the biggest challenges was in the retail when the customer came up and purchased something. One of the issues was their registers. It was so out of date. And so what he did was put $3 to $4 million in a complete new register system, which is great. It definitely helps the customer service employees. But at the same time, what you've done is, you're improving in your business. That's a tax write-off. If you buy more property, or if you buy a new computer, if you buy new furniture, that's tax write-off. So what you've done is given yourself a tax write-off. And from an HR standpoint, y'all should be like, what's happening? There's a few things I would really like to point out during the Undercover Boss episode. One, hopefully what it's shown him, but I'm not quite sure. They don't do like, them today, now, how they've changed their business structure or their business model on how they help their employees. Because really that's what it came down to. The whole purpose for Undercover Boss is to see how you treat your employees, which is your basic foundation in the structure of your business. What you're doing with your employees and how you're implementing the policies, what you're doing to help them, what are you doing to make them feel like they have a stake into the company. One, it takes a great person to be able to have an idea and build, and then that's what I mean. Foreman Mills is a very smart man. He built an empire and is continuing to build it. But what he's doing is using the employees like toilet paper, a commodity, a very, very recycled commodity. Just because you're done, I've got 5,000 other ones that are ready to, be right there in the line, which is true at, some point. But at the same time, what kind of quality business do you want? Are you out there just for a quick buck? Well, that's not sustainable. Something's going to give. But again, at the same time, I guess it's Walmart, and maybe he's going after the business structure of Walmart, which is totally possible. So in the episode where he was in the warehouse, he was put on a forklift. By the way, OSHA, which is law in the United States of America, right? One of their standards is that a forklift driver has to have a license. We're the HR people in this, and I'm sure it's just a TV show. So like, yeah, let's just put them on this for this. Yeah, but you just violated laws. Where's OSHA coming in at? Like, why aren't you getting ticketed and cited? There's none of that. Selecting human resources. We're going to flip through something and just kind of go with it. Foreman Mills, most appropriate type of interview would be to have a structured interview. Yes. The current policy is not a matter of turnover, but who can survive at a very fast pace, make it or leave it protocol. Considering the most common positions for Foreman Mills hires pertain to customer service or warehouse workers, most of them are entry-level positions. However, Foreman Mills needs to be considering the talent that is available in the surrounding demographic area by having a structural interview face-to-face to get better understanding to a personal fit on how, each store is going to be different. Each community is going to be different. Definitely agree with that. The purpose for the development of Foreman Mills training resources to provide an HRM organized strategy that is centered around a learning culture that can create bonds with local communities, centered around the life cycle of recruiting, and also job retention. So again, Foreman Mills goes into very low income communities. He does hire people, which does help that community, and then also offers them some wonderful prices that help. I mean, if you go in, it's kind of like a Walmart, the flea market. I can go to this mall and get a shirt for $25, or I can go there and get it for $5, the same t-shirt. Well, yeah, I want to spend $5. At the same time, if you're wanting to grow those kind of communities, what you kind of should be also enhancing is your community outreach on what you're doing to build that community up. Whether you're supporting the local vocational schools, the local unemployment agencies, they can vet things for you, they can help you, they can give you a profile of the person that you potentially are going to hire. It would definitely help him, and it would help the community. There's some balance there. One of the biggest things that stood out was that one of the workers on Undercover Boss was like, I only have this job because this is the job that I have right now. But if something better comes along, I'm going to take it. So for me, from an HR standpoint, you kind of really want to think about, well, why do you want that turnover to be so quick? Why is it that you feel that these people are so disposable? Why do you want them to be so disposable? You're hiring them in, and there is some type of training and some type of hourly, minimum. It costs me this much to train this person, or, this much. And then also, I just thought, wow, way to be undervalued. Don't you want people who show up that, today I don't really want to go to work. I'd rather hang out with my family, but here I am. I want to build something for my family. And for me to do that, I have to work. I have to do something. They've got none of that. At least that's what I see from the Undercover Boss episode. That's my video. That's what I have time for. God bless. Hope you're safe, and let's make it through this.